You're watching BionicDance. Don't run on automatic, instead, please think.
There is no free will, but I can let you rent it cheap. Let's do this. So ordinarily I don't usually do this. I usually prefer to script my vids, but fuck it. Let's wing it today. Also, I'll do credit to an old Plum99 for even making me think of it, because today's topic is, as I said in the intro, free will. See, the question is, do we even have free will? Does it exist? Because I'm not convinced that it does. I mean, what is free will really? What is free will anyway? I mean, consciousness, right? I mean, it's our ability to make decisions, our ability to not be ruled simply by the demands of biology, I suppose. But do we even have that? I mean, I'd love to think that we do. It's kind of unflattering to think otherwise, isn't it? But, well, I mean, where would free will even come from? What is consciousness in the first place? As near as I can tell, consciousness, the only thing consciousness truly is an emergent property of biological matter. I mean, you know, our ability to be alive at all is simply matter acting in concert with itself, basically kind of, I don't want to say cooperating, because that implies decision. That implies that there's free will there, or at least implies that there's consciousness there, and there's not. I mean, plants are alive and they don't have consciousness, and that's matter acting in concert together. So biology, right from the start, is, not conscious necessarily. There's no free will there, but it is matter behaving in concert in that way. So, our brains are, what are they? I mean, they're basically stimulus response machines, aren't they? I mean, a single brain cell without the rest of the brain there is going to do what? It'll feel like, some electrochemical impulse, and it will react to it by what? Expanding or contracting or emitting another chemical or something? And, so, I mean, that's what a single cell would do. And lots of them all together can do more than just simply that sort of binary action. Maybe it's not ones and zeros like in a computer, but, probably similar enough. And lots of cells together can do lots more. But where does free will come into play? Where does it come from? I mean, okay, you get this acts and that acts, this cell goes and that cell goes, and all of them together form consciousness, and that consciousness, I mean, when we make decisions, what are we saying? What are we even doing? As far as I can tell, it's just lots and lots and lots of stimulus response heaped on top of itself. Our ability to perceive the world and to be a self, to be a single person, I mean, where does that even come from? It seems to me that it's just an emergent property of all of those stimulus responses acting at once. I mean, that's why simpler brains seem to produce simpler consciousness, to the point where some of the animal brains out there, they probably don't even have a sense of self like we do. So, I mean, I have to say, if free will existed, it would have to be something that transcended biology. If free will existed, we would have to have some sort of soul. Now, it feels to me like I am making decisions, like I am a self, like I am an independent organism, like I can behave in a way that goes beyond stimulus response. It feels that way. And I would love to believe I had more than just that, I would love to believe I have free will. But at the same time, it does sort of feel a little more deterministic when I look at it logically. When I look at the evidence, I don't see free will there. I don't see how it could possibly exist. And I also don't see evidence of a soul. I mean, the only soles I have are the bottoms of my feet, right? So, does free will exist? I don't think it does. I think it's an illusion. But, you know, in a practical sense, we kind of have to behave like it does, because how can we say, well, you know, so-and-so killed another guy, and, well, it wasn't him, he doesn't have free will, it wasn't his decision, it was just his biology, it was just, you know, lots of stimulus response, so we can't punish him. But then I guess we could also say, but our non-free will, our stimulus responses demand we punish him. And that's not our fault either. I mean, you know, if we take free will out of the equation, it does seem like we can get away with anything. And, well, none of us wants that. But then want, it sounds like it has to be a product of free will in and of itself. Or is it? I mean, we feel the stimulus of need, and our response is to seek to fulfill that need. It's all so complicated. I mean, there's just too many missing pieces to make a definitive decision on whether or not free will exists, to be able to really point to it and say, yes, there's the free will, or no, we don't have free will. In fact, even the act of seeking free will kind of feels like we are, you know, like we have to have free will to even seek it out. It's very weird. Ultimately, I personally think free will does not exist. As galling as that feels emotionally, logically, I have to say it's not there. But, well, I'm certainly open to hearing arguments otherwise. I'd love to, you know, hear what other people have to say on that, because honestly, I wish my mind could be changed on this one. I wish I had facts that would show me, Kate, you're wrong. You know, I would love that on this issue. So, well, talk to me. What do you think? Anyway, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please, think, as if we have a choice.
Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. And please visit my Zazzle store, where you'll find all kinds of BionicDance merchandise. Droids don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when their videos aren't rated. Bionic dances are known to do that.